everyone, it's Duchess. I'm not sure what I was expecting when I saw this pop up on my YouTube, but I definitely wasn't expecting it to be one of the best Ocarina of Time ROM hacks I have ever played. Imagine if Zelda suddenly collided with Ace Attorney. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. It's weird, it's brilliant, and it's way more polished than I thought a fan project could be. Today, I'm diving into Hero of Law, a hack that takes Link out of the temples and throws him straight into the courtroom. I've gotta say sorry up front if this video isn't as neatly structured as my usual ones. Truth is, I'm still in genuine awe from playing this thing. Gosh, where do I even begin? The best place, I think, is with the team behind it. Hero of Law comes to us courtesy of the newer team, a development group of modders pushing ROM hacks into astonishing new territory. These guys have already made waves with mega popular mods like newer Super Mario Bros. Wii and 3D Mario spin-offs. Now, they've reimagined Ocarina of Time as a full-blown courtroom thriller with Link delivering objectives, cross-examinations, and heck, actual courtroom drama with Zelda on the stand. I'm gonna try and avoid mentioning any major spoilers since the best part of this game is the story surprises that hit you along the way. The game immediately kicks off with a wild premise. Princess Zelda is at Lon Lon Ranch for a type of royal visitation when she stumbles across a horrifying scene, Talon lying lifeless on the ground and Malon, his daughter, collapsed nearby with a saw in her hand. Obviously, Malon becomes the prime suspect, and that's when we cut to the courtroom where we meet our ace attorney, Link. He's Malon's childhood friend and has stepped in to defend her, determined to prove her innocence since she insists she was framed. Once you're in the courtroom though, it hits you immediately how incredibly close this feels to an official Ace Attorney game. Everything flows beautifully. The story beats, the humor, the death slamming, the audio cues. It honestly could have been made by Capcom's own team, I'm not exaggerating. There's hardly a trace of amateur writing here. And they didn't pull any punches with the music either. They could have easily just copied Ace Attorney tracks and slapped an Ocarina of Time sound font on top. But no, the newer team went the extra mile. They composed from scratch an entire 1-hour soundtrack just for this hack, and it sounds incredible. You can even download it straight from the Hero of Law website, which of course I did. It nails that distinct courtroom drama sound Ace Attorney is known for, while weaving in Ocarina of Time motifs. Listen closely and you'll catch echoes of the title theme, Saria's song, and even Gaiapora's theme. It's absolutely brilliant and shows just how deeply the composers understand musical composition. Going back to the gameplay mechanics, the courtroom sequences play out exactly the way you expect if you're familiar with the Ace Attorney series. Witnesses are called to the stand, you get to cross-examine their testimony, press their statements, and present evidence whenever you spot a contradiction. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without a rival prosecutor. This time is none other than Hyrule's most notorious figure, Ganondorf Dragmire. Near the end of the hack, the deductive reasoning mechanics kick into overdrive as Link faces a one-on-one battle of wits with Ganondorf. You're suddenly forced to rapid-fire logical explanations for the killer's motive, weapon choice, and more. It's a unique sequence that ramps up the tension and serves as a brilliant payoff to everything the case has been building towards. Again, it's hard to talk much about this without spoiling things, but if you know Ocarina of Time or the lore surrounding the Lon Lon Ranch family dynamics, the culprit is honestly pretty easy to spot. I figured it out long before the trial even began, and that's part of what makes this hack so freaking unique. It doesn't just invent random twists, it digs into existing Zelda lore and plays with it in a clever way. But the plot twist at the end, oh my gosh. Like I said a million times already, I won't spoil anything, but once you hit that climatic moment where the trial ends and the biggest twist lands, you're not gonna know what to do with yourself. I genuinely didn't know whether to laugh at the absurdity or cry at the absurdity, and I mean that in the best possible way. The story is just go play it already. The link's in the description. Speaking of actually playing the game, there are a ton of ways to experience this ROM hack. It was designed with physical console compatibility in mind, so if you got a Nintendo 64 flash card, you can just drop the ROM on there and enjoy it straight from your, hopefully, CRT TV. I can't really walk you through that process since I don't own one myself, but I do know your legally obtained Ocarina of Time ROM can be patched and run on an N64 emulator, or even patched onto the GameCube version and played through Dolphin. There are plenty of options here to fit any setup. Now, if you're anything like me, you might be worried about getting stuck. I'm notoriously bad at spotting contradictions in Ace Attorney games. I always end up caving and looking up a guide. Going into this, I figured I'd be leaning on save states like a total normie, but honestly, that wasn't the case at all. If you do get stuck, the newer team actually provides a spoiler-free walkthrough on their site, so you can always check that without ruining the experience. And if you think finishing the trial is the end of the hack, you'd be wrong. There's post-game content waiting. The first thing you unlock is a platforming minigame where you play as Talon, who has -1 life. How evil is that? And once you clear that, he hints at even more secrets. Plugging in a Nintendo 64 transfer pack with the Link's Awakening cartridge unlocks an entire bonus courtroom case, and it's hilarious. Then there's Ingo's Casino, where you can play cards with him and he teases one last secret. If you enter a very familiar cheat code sequence while Ganondorf is on screen, something interesting happens. I'm sure you know the one. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B. Yep, the Konami code. Punch it in and Ganondorf's head transforms into the moon from Majora's Mask. This whole game is about a 4-hour experience, and honestly, it's been my favorite Ocarina of Time ROM hack I've ever played. What really stuck with me was the sheer love poured into every detail, the way the characters felt alive, the way the writing balances tension and absurdity, and how often I found myself literally bursting out laughing at the humor. It's rare for a fan project to feel this polished, this heartfelt, and this entertaining all at once. For me, Hero of Law has genuinely been one of the gaming highlights of my entire year. So what are you waiting for? Go press that link in the description and enjoy this game for yourself. And that's my take on it. If you're someone who loves exploring the depths of the gaming community, hit that subscribe button below and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Also, make sure to join my Discord server where we chat about games, share recommendations, and just vibe between uploads. The link's in the description. I'd love to see you there. See you guys later. With cozy games, she lights up our days. From Stardew Fields to Genshin's lush ways. Join her in adventures in every play. Oh, Duchess